Hi everyone, my name is Tony Martinez with Latino Tax Professionals Association, and I want to welcome you to this week's webinar. This week we'll be covering IRS updates for the month. Last week I was in Washington D.C. speaking with the IRS, getting the latest information and the latest updates. This week we are bringing it directly to you. We wrote a blog about it on Monday. We're doing this webinar. Today, we'll be having a podcast tomorrow. We'll be on our YouTube channel. We're now on Facebook. Those of you that are listening to us on Facebook, please let us know if you have any questions and we could type them into the question box. And those of you that are listening to us here through the webinar, we could also answer the questions that you may have. So let's get started. This webinar is brought to you by Drake Software. So if you're looking for tax software, we work with everyone, but Drake is our preferred software partner. So make sure to check them out. And they're going to be at the Tax Fest again this year. So first, the meeting started off with Commissioner Rettig. He came in and let us know how it was to be working or leading the IRS during the government shutdown. And at the same time as they were looking to implement the biggest tax reform in 30 years. So it was hectic, it was stressful. He was having calls with his executive team every day. He said at one point he was one of 4 people in the building. So they were working hard, and he's very proud of his 80,000 plus employees at the IRS that pushed through. They came back, they were not getting paid, but they were working for the taxpayer. And they made the start of the filing season. They started on time. So definitely he was very proud of them. And he let us know if you're looking to give feedback or critique the IRS, just keep in mind that it's still not the end of tax season. Let's see how everything turns out during the whole season and at the end. And just to, when you can, thank the IRS employees, because he's very proud of his IRS employees and all the work they've done to push through the government shutdown, implement tax reform, and have a successful start and continuation of tax season. The next speaker was Ms. Carol Campbell from the Return Prepare Office. She gave us an update on the PTINs. She let us know that this year, for 2019 tax season, there's 70,000 new professionals who applied for a PTIN. So there's new individuals entering our industry every year. 70,000 applicants have been issued a PTIN for the first time. And as of February 1st, here's some stats. You have 26,000 attorneys, 174,000 CPAs, 53,000 enrolled agents. But the vast majority of professionals with PTINs do not have credentials. About 64% or over 450,000 people that have PTINs are not credentialed. They don't have a CPA license. They're not attorneys. They're not enrolled agents. And that's the vast majority that we see also. But it's changing. A lot of people are looking to get their enrolled agent and much more. And about 55, almost 56,000 of these non-credentialed professionals have attained the AFSP record of completion. So there's our individuals that are looking to attain the annual filing season program record of completion, the AFSP. But 56,000 out of 400,000, that's not that many. And it could be because it's volunteer. You don't have to do it. So many people choose not to. But I know a lot of our members and the attendees that we work with at the Tax Fest, they definitely do. So always strive for more and always try to get that record of completion or be credentialed for that matter. So again, 714,000 total PTINs are out there, individuals that are in the tax industry. An enrolled agent update. Due to the government shutdown, the IRS is delaying renewal processing for enrolled agents whose enrollment is going to expire March 31st. So before the shutdown, IRS received over 14,000 enrolled agent renewal applications. And during the shutdown, about 3,000 of them were placed on hold. They're still catching up. So if you are an enrolled agent and your social security number ends in 0, 1, 2, or 3, this is a year you need to renew. And it may be the case that they don't process your renewal by March 31st. If that happens, IRS is saying you're automatically going to receive an extension on that renewal expiration date until they get a chance to process your renewal. So renew, you still need to go and submit, I think it's Form 25, renew your enrolled agent, but you may not get a response from the IRS for a while because they're still backlogged in a lot of the renewals. And if you don't get a response from the IRS by March 31st, they're letting you know, don't panic. They're going to extend your expiration date until they get a chance to process the enrolled agent renewal. So keep that in mind. PTIN account, big update, affects a lot of our members, a lot of you out there. Starting on Monday, February 25th, if you filed more than 50 tax returns this year, you will see in your PTIN account, when you go to irs.gov, you log into your PTIN account, you're going to see how many tax returns have been filed with your PTIN. And you're going to be able to see if that number is accurate. If you've only filed about 150 tax returns, but that number shows like 5,000, or if it's inaccurate, there may be some fraud. So on Monday, log in to your PTIN account, see how many tax returns you filed with your PTIN, see if the number is accurate. Now, again, you need to file more than 50 tax returns, or should have filed this season. So if you have filed more than 50 this year, it's going to show up. If you're less than 50, it's not going to show yet until you hit the 50. Previously, this was only available to credentialed professionals, but now the IRS is making it available to all PTIN holders. And then when you log in, you're going to see as you can see here, a snapshot of what it looks like in your PTIN account. Summary of returns filed, that'll have the year, how many 1040s, and it's only for individual 1040s. So if you're doing partnerships, corporations, it's not going to show up, only for the 1040. If you do Schedule C, yes, it'll show up because Schedule C is a 1040, right? But only for 1040s. When you do more than 50 tax returns, log in, see the amount. If for some reason you suspect fraud, IRS, if you think somebody else is using your PTIN without your authorization, submit Form 14157 immediately to the IRS to let them know that you suspect fraud is happening and somebody's using your PTIN account. Keep that in mind. Here's some stats. The IRS is seeing a decrease from last year. So at the same point from year to year, and we're looking at February 8th, I believe is the latest stat here. This point to last year, we are down almost 7% of tax returns received, processed down 10%. So what does that mean? It could mean that less people are filing tax returns. It can mean that they're waiting. I don't know if those of you on Facebook or here on the webinar, are you seeing clients waiting? Are you seeing that people are waiting to file? I'm curious to hear what you have to say. We're seeing some of that in our office, but our office numbers are up, also, as a matter of fact. So, but the industry seems to be down. So it could be that they're not coming in to see you, or it could be that they're not going to see anybody, that they're not filing. But from this number, something that is very interesting is look at how many tax returns are e-filed but through a tax professional. That's 11 million compared to self-prepared, somebody that does it online, do it yourself. TurboTax is a common brand that somebody could go and do that with. So out of the 28 million tax returns that have been e-filed, 60%, over half, are indicated as self-prepared, are do-it-yourself. The rest, so that's 16 million. The rest, the 11 million, are going to a tax professional. It could be it's early in the season. A lot of people that have basic returns, they just do it on their own. We should see these numbers shift a little bit. There should be more people going to tax professionals. Usually is what the trend is by the end of the year, because it's more complex clients, right? They have homes, they have rentals, they have businesses. They usually go and seek the advice of a tax professional. But just keep these numbers in mind. Again, the tax returns received are down overall 10%, as you can see here, and also for those that are processed. And even those individuals that go see a tax professional, those numbers are negative 12.5%. Overall, e-file received negative 7%. So it's down from year to year. So I'm curious to see what your feedback is on that. Here's a comment from Alejandra from Phoenix. ITIN taxpayers with ITIN dependents are not filing taxes yet. Ooh, interesting. That's a good point. Some families that had ITIN dependents that are in Mexico or Canada are choosing not to file because they may not have a benefit anymore, or they're afraid of the government knowing where they work and that they're not here, they're not documented, and they may hinder them from filing. So there could be different ways, but let's see if these numbers catch up, right? Still early. So we're going to be giving you guys updates during the next weeks and the next 54 days, right? We're about halfway through the season. And here's some more comments on Facebook. Yes, clients are waiting to file, or some don't want to file. Yes, people are waiting. Yeah, less people. Yeah, so perfect. So it's hearing your responses seems to be very similar to what the industry is showing, that they seem to be down a little bit, and they seem to be waiting. I think it was last year or the year before, the numbers were down, and then like the last 2 weeks of the season, they just spiked up really fast. So it could be the weather too. You know, people are like, oh, it's too cold. There's a blizzard coming in. I can't go and file my taxes. So it just depends on what part of the country you're in. The refunds, here's some stats regarding refunds. So the IRS has issued over 11 million refunds, totaling $22 billion. So that's a lot of money that's been issued already. Average refund about $1,900, but those numbers are down. There's 23% less money that has been issued as in refunds. So less money being issued. Why? It could be because a lot of the refunds are on hold, because the IRS is currently holding about $39 billion due to the PATH Act. As many of you have or may not know, the PATH Act requires the IRS to hold on to refunds and not release them if the refunds are tied to earned income tax credit or additional child tax credit. Basically, the refundable credits. They have to wait until about mid-February. This is to reduce tax fraud. This is to ensure that those that are filing fake tax returns are not just grabbing money and running away. They want to make sure that the ones who deserve the refunds are getting them. So unfortunately, we have to wait. $39 billion is a lot of money. A lot of people, a lot of your clients, a lot of our clients have been waiting for that money. They need it, right? There's a reason why they are receiving those credits, because they may be in a certain income bracket. A lot of them are low income, middle income, and they're waiting for that refund. But the good news is, starting this Sunday, the 23rd, or this Saturday, the 23rd, this week, what was today? The 22nd, 23rd. So this weekend, they're going to be able to go into Where's My Refund and see a status update finally. If they're going in right now, there's no update. It says IRS is processing the return. But starting this weekend, starting February 23rd, they're able to go in and see a status update on the refund, and they should be seeing the money hit their bank accounts if they did direct deposit. If there's no other issues, starting February 27th. So let your clients know, starting next week, it's almost there. Hang in there. You're going to see that money coming in. $39 billion on hold. A lot of money to be released here soon. And it's interesting how that affects the economy, because a lot of these individuals that get these credits and this money, they spend it. They have bills to pay. They have things to buy. And so there will be like an uptick or an effect in retail and other industries in the economy as well because of this. So let your clients know it's almost time to receive their money. And then this weekend to check where the refund is, starting the 23rd. The next update we received last week, and when I was in Washington, D.C., is that the IRS systems are running smooth. They're running without errors. It took a couple of weeks to get them back online because they had to be shut down because of the government shutdown. So as they said, they cranked up the machine after the shutdown. It took a couple weeks, rocky weeks, but everything is running on all cylinders. IRS should expect, taxpayers should expect a steady increase in the level of service that they are receiving and a decrease in the wait time. This week is the busiest week of the year for the IRS. President's Day weekend and week, busiest week. If you're calling the IRS this week and you don't have to call them, wait till next week, or go to irs.gov because this happens to be the busiest week that the IRS has all year long. So just keep that in mind, be a little bit patient. The IRS asked for us to let our members know to be more patient if you're calling the IRS this week. Also, did you know that there is a special practitioner hotline for tax professionals to call the IRS and be able to get issues resolved? The number is 866-860-4259. And when you are calling the hotline, they may ask, or they will ask, to authenticate yourself and to see if you have a power of attorney or if you have, if you're able to represent your client. So that's another benefit of having the AFSP record of completion, the annual filing season program, is that you could speak to the IRS on behalf of your clients and even represent them. But if you're an enrolled agent, you can do that with anybody. Practitioner hotline, give them a call. Their hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and across the country. Alaska and Hawaii follow Pacific time. If you're in Puerto Rico, it's 8 to 8. So across the country, 7 to 7, your local time. Now, and then we got the next speaker, visitor to the meeting we had, Leonard Arsler, National Director, Office of National Legislative Affairs, came in. He gives us an update on pending legislation that may affect the IRS. Just made a comment that he believes maybe the Democrats may revisit the thresholds on private debt collection. As you may or may not know, the IRS uses private debt collectors to collect unpaid taxes from individuals with delinquent tax debts. And according to the National Taxpayer Advocate, Nina Olson, the IRS private debt collection program is a most serious problem. So there's some opinions about that, of the IRS using private debt collectors to give you a call and collect IRS debt. And there may be some legislation around that now that the Democrats are in the House of Representatives, or the majority of them are in the House. And also, maybe we'll see some tax extenders. We haven't seen any legislation yet. Maybe this month we'll see some, because as you may recall, a lot of the provisions of those tax extenders ended last year, and they were not extended, at least not yet. So including PMI, the premium mortgage insurance. So stay tuned for more. Then last but not least, we had a visit from the Tax Reform Implementation Office. Mr. Tom Kane came to address the group. He let us know that their job is winding down and mission has been accomplished. They've done a great job of implementing tax reform. We're in the season. Everything seems to be working fine. We want to thank them for everything they've done to implement biggest tax reform in 30 years. And some of the players there were Tom Kane, Sunita Lowe, Tamara Ruperta, Carolyn Tavener, and many more in the trio team. And job well done. So you may not see much of them. They may individually be in other departments, but the trio office is coming to an end. And as a reminder, this summer, we're going to be in Las Vegas at Latino Tax Fest for 3 days, July 30th, 31st, and August 1st. You can receive continuing education hours, and we are about to release the agenda, the schedule for the topic. So stay tuned for that. Register today. We are going to be giving you more updates. Thank you for being with us. We go to the IRS every month in Washington, D.C., so we're going to now make it easier for you to receive the information because they want us to share it. That's why we go. They know that Latino Tax Pro, we have a lot of members, and our members serve a lot of families out there, a lot of taxpayers, and they want to give us the information to pass along So we will continue doing these webinars. We'll continue flying to DC to get that information. We will do blogs. We're on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. So a lot of you guys are on Facebook, as you can see here. And if there's any issue, anything you want us to bring up to the IRS, please let us know. We want to hear our feedback. We want to see what they could do to improve services to tax professionals and to taxpayers. And we will have more information on you. So thank you on this very much. And let me see, I see a question here. If you have any questions at this moment, please go ahead and ask them, see if I can answer them. Do you know if the deadline is extended also for I-10 preparers? Oh, I think you may have asked for PTIN tax professionals. So no, for a PTIN, you need to have a PTIN before you do tax returns. So nothing has been changed on that. So apply for, if you need a PTIN, apply for a PTIN. Now, thank you very much. Have a great day. Happy tax season and stay busy, and we'll see you soon. Gracias.